Alright guys, so as you can see, it's a lovely day in the apiary, and you can see that everything is pretty calm and cool today. So there's no robbing taking place, and I'm just doing a quick walkthrough to let you see how the progress that I'm doing so far and what we're gonna be what I'm gonna be doing today. Alright, so since my last update, I did the splits, and I did 5 splits, and I lost 2 due to robbing. So now I'm down to 3 splits, but pretty much I'm once I do anything else in the April, in including doing another split that I will be doing today, just to ensure that the comb that I use in the other boxes don't go to waste. But this is one of the new girls. This is a walkaway split that I did, and as you can see, they're just out there guarding and everything. So I'm just gonna give them enough time for them to raise a queen, and then once they raise the queen and everything, then I'm gonna start feeding, because I really don't want to start any additional robbing, as that was the reason why I lost the other 2 boxes, because I was trying to get some little feed on them, which didn't turn out to work out great for them, because yeah, they didn't really like the other boxes. Just took the opportunity to take out as much as they can from the other from that box. So as you can see, just another normal morning, not too much activity. The bees going and coming, and then this that you see in here. Alright, so this that you see in here is the other 2 splits that I did, and they're cleaning up nicely. As you can see, you have guard bees doing their thing. They're coming in and out, which is good, and I leave just enough space there where probably only 2 bees at a time can go in and out of the box, but the space is big enough that the queen can come out. So once she emerges, she can go on her mating flight, come back in the box. I'm gonna check back in another week or so, because it's been 1 week so far. So I'm gonna check back in another week or so, just to confirm if they are raising any queen cells with everything that I give to them, and hopefully she'll be emerging shortly after, and that way we can have these girls starting to grow, and then I'll give them a bigger box. So as soon as she emerges and she starts to lay, definitely gonna be feeding the queen, and feeding the box, and allow the colony to grow as quickly as possible. Have to get these girls up to a double deep by November. So we're gonna be feeding every 2 weeks. We're gonna be feeding them sugar mix. Alright guys, so this is just what I want to give you an update of what's happening with my box. So I did 5 split off a couple of the hives the other day, and yeah, there was robbing that occurred again, and as a result of the robbing, because these are small splits, so they're not as strong or better able to defend themselves from the bigger colonies. So what happened is that the bees robbed out the box, despite the fact that it had a special entrance on it, which is pretty much good at preventing robbing and controlling the entrance of how bees come and go. They still pretty much got in there and robbed out everything they could, and I had to just go through and just lock up the box and then shake out all the other bees. So I took out a few of the other frames that was in this and popped that into my solar wax melter, So this that I'm looking at now is just a result of what else is there that I don't want to go bad or spoil. So this frame that you're seeing here, you realize that it has an honey arch and it has lots of bee bread, which are these colorful little things, which is pollen. You know, the bees are attracted to the smell of the frame and honey. So it has a lot of pollen, and typically when you're doing a split, these are the kind of frames that you're looking for to feed the new colony until they're able to raise a queen and more foragers. So honey arch and then lots of pollen. So that's what I normally do when I do splits. These are the frames that I search for. So you look at this one is more honey as well, but then you realize that it has a lot of open cells to allow the queen to lay in as well. So I try to give them that, and then more pollen as well and empty spaces. And then the only thing that this now is missing is some frames of bees with open and seal brood. So with open and seal brood, and when I'm talking about open brood, I'm talking about like the whole egg that the bees will be able to use to raise a queen out of. So in each effort to save the comb and some of these things here, I'm gonna be going through one of the boxes that I haven't had the opportunity to go through due to the constant rubbing that is happening. Also gonna be feeding the hives as well today. So as a result, I'll be able to pull a few frames with some egg. And yeah, so you see, look at it, the bees are so attracted to the smell that you can't even go into the boxes too long without it attracting some forager. And once they get a whip of this, then that's another rubbing frenzy about to happen there. So I'm gonna lock up this box and I'll go through the apiary. Alright guys, so this is the sugar water mix that I'm gonna be feeding the bees, and this is just 1 part sugar, 1 part water. Mix it out until the sugar dissolves, and then I'm just gonna put it in the hive as is, and the bees will recognize that it's a sugar source. They'll suck it out and then put it into the comb to use for raising bees. So let me show you what it's like after the bees have taken out the sugar out of it, what it actually looks like. Alright, so taking it here, and I'm feeding pretty much the new box, the new split that I did. That's a successful split in the apiary. These girls have been doing such a phenomenal job. Yeah, these girls have been doing such a phenomenal job that they're pretty much about 7 frames in so far. So I'm just gonna be adding a little bit of feed just to help it along, seeing that we're in the third period that it is already. Normally I would be doing the other feed on all the other boxes, but this box and this box has honey on it that I'm just waiting on them to dry out so I can take it out. So I'm not gonna be feeding that box. And this one has a little bit of honey on it as well that I'm just waiting for them to cap it off so I can just take it off, and then I'll start the more splitting and feeding. Alright, so let's take a look and see what the girls have done with the previous sugar that I gave them, and then I'll just go ahead and install this one. So as you can see, they suck it out completely, show up holes in it and everything. So I'll just take that away from them, give them the new one, put the box on top just to allow the space so they can do what they need to do. And then that's that. No, so this is the one that I haven't had the opportunity to check in a while. So let me just go ahead and see what these girls have been up to. Look at that, girl. Hear that roaring? So a little nectar storage going on so far. Nectar storage, nothing too fancy here. Nectar and bees. Again, nothing special happening. And I'm just trying to work as quickly as possible, guys. This one, I'll change this frame out, give them something better to work on. This one has larvae and lots of bees on it, so I'm gonna put this one in to the new box that I'm trying to establish. And then that frame, I'll replace it with this one that she can use. Let's see this one as well. So this one has lots of young bees and it's fully capped as well. So I'll put this one to good use too. And then all I need to do now is just to shake some bees into it. So I'll just do that real quickly. I'll just search for a frame that I can shake off some young bee into. But then let me just start replacing. So this comb that you see here that has a lot of big cells in it, drone cells, I put it all the way to the corner because that's the same layout that I'm trying to keep. Alright, I'm just checking on this frame just to ensure that the queen is not on it. And I don't see her. So I'm gonna be shaking this frame with those young bees into this box. This frame I realized that it has no space for the queen to lay, so definitely gonna be shaking up things down here. Yeah, she's not coming out this far, so gonna be shaking up things here in the box. So these two frames that I'm gonna be giving them, realize has a lot of worker space. It's empty. This one has some worker space in it, very empty. I'll just put that in the box to allow her to lay in. And they'll go through, clean that up, and hopefully start using that, so by the next time I come into the box, these frames should be packed with. The box. I'll take the sugar mix, lay it in there for them to have at it. Then I'll lock it up completely. That's that. Everything else that is here, I'll be restringing because they don't want to use the wax. They're cutting it down. This one that haven't been drawn out properly, and this one I'll install new wax in them. I'll install new wax in these. Now for the new girls that I install over here with all the drone, we consider this a walkaway split, so just give them a little time to warm up. Any foragers that's in this box will pretty much go back to the other box, and then the younger bees, or the worker bees, or the nursing bees I should say, will remain in the box, raise a queen with the eggs that are in the box, and then from that we'll be able to establish a new colony from these girls. So I'm definitely gonna keep a close watch on them. The entrance that you see there, I only have it where only one bee can go in and out at any given time, just to ensure that there isn't any further rubbing in the yard. So they're gonna get feed. This one beside them, I'm gonna split them in the coming week, or in a week or two. I'm gonna be taking another split of this one. These girls, I'm gonna feed them until they go up to a double box, then I split them again. And this is just gonna be pretty much the situation going into the dirt period, where I'm just gonna be feeding to bring the younger colonies up to speed, and that way we can have some good bees for 2021. Alright guys, so that's pretty much a short video for today, just to go through that one box, take a few frames. I realize the queen is in there, which is pretty good, so she's still laying. She has a little way to go, but hopefully with the sugar feed that I'm gonna be giving, she can transform that brood there, that nest there, into something spectacular, and I can perhaps get another split off them, because this is a really good hive, very defensive and very hygienic as well. Alright guys, so thanks so much for watching, and as usual, like, share, comment and subscribe if you like the content. Have a good one.